Welcome traders. In this week's session, I'm going to be showing you how to trade oil on our PrimeXBT CFDs platform. Now, oil was first allowed to be traded on the New York Mercantile Exchange back in the 1980s. But before that, oil trading used to be very informal and only direct deals between producers and refiners would occur. However, the launch of oil futures absolutely transformed the way in which oil is traded today, and market participants love to speculate on the price of oil as it is seen as a major commodity in the global financial markets. So let's dive into oil and let me show you how you can trade it on the PrimeXBT platform. Now, similar to all of our previous tutorials, it's very simple in terms of how you can get your funding into the account, and then there's some quick and easy minor transfers that will need to be made. So for example, once you have signed up an account, for example, if you have a look over here, I've got my funding already sitting in the account. If you don't have any funding sitting in your account, you would need to go and click on the deposit function. You can then deposit either via crypto, fiat, whatever it may be. Once that funding is then landed into your account, it's super simple and easy to use. Now, if you have a look over here, you can see I've got a couple of options. I've got mainly BTC, F, and USD Tether. So for today's tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to trade oil on the CFDs platform. So it's not going to be crypto related, hence why we're going to need to either make a transfer out of our crypto futures platform if you've already got funding sitting in there, or you're going to have to make a transfer out of your actual wallet address, right? So it's really easy to do so. If you've got funding, say, sitting in your crypto futures account, you can simply just click on here. It'll then give you the option to transfer. You can select which wallet you would like to move the funding out of. So let's say, for example, I want to do a transfer out of my wallet address. I will then choose the amount that I want to withdraw, and then I'll select the wallet I actually want the funding to land in. So in this scenario, I want it to land in the CFDs trading account. I then go confirm. It will then say transfer complete at the bottom right hand corner. Really simple. That's then the money moving out of my futures platform and into my CFDs platform. The same is then said if you are wanting to transfer from your wallet account and into your actual CFDs trading platform. So let's get into the CFDs trading platform. So it's really easy. If you look at the top left hand corner, you've got a couple of sections next to the PrimeXBT banner, namely accounts, buy crypto, CFD trading, crypto futures, copy trading, etc. So for today, I'm going to be hanging in the CFD trading terminal. Now, you simply click on it, right? It'll pop up a terminal looking like this. Then you've got a couple of features here which are quite nice. But the main important part I want you to show you today is pretty much how your funding will sit in your account. So if you have a look over here, once you've transferred that funding out of your wallet address and into the desired sort of trading terminal that you want to work from, in this example, the CFDs trading platform, that money will then sit under balance, right? And that will be your equity available to then trade on this platform. So if you have a look over here on the top left hand side underneath where your account is, you've got a couple of options. So you've got trade, charts, trading history, activity log, workspace, etc. If you would like to create another workspace, you can just simply press on the plus sign. You can modify it however you want to bring in the different widgets or whatever it may be. I like to work off both the chart section as well as the trade section. So if you have a look here, I've got some charts that already popped up. This is then all of the different markets that I have kind of loaded. If I want to actually physically go and make an execution or an actual trade, I'll just like to hang on the trading workspace. Then if you have a look over here, you click on the drop down, you've got 4 functions, okay? You can either choose from your all markets, CFD, crypto, or Forex. Now remember, oil is a commodity and its ticker name is WTI. So you might find that you can't find oil. It might be because it's named in a different naming convention. So for today's example, what we're going to be looking for is not crypto or future Forex related currency. It's going to be sitting under the CFD side, right? So if you have a look over here now, you've got a couple of options. So remember, now it can be called many things, right? Oil is oil. It can also be WTI and it can also be Brent. Now, Brent basically is referring to Brent crude oil. So Brent crude oil is actually the original name of oil. So you'll see that we have just got the ticker named as Brent. So it's really easy to use. So you will then click on the Brent function, right? Brent will then pop up this, pretty much this terminal looking like this. And this is basically oil. So if you have a look now, where you see underneath the sell side sign, it says Brent crude spot versus USD commodity, right? So if you're still confused and you don't understand what Brent crude is, now you understand, or now you know that this is actually oil. In this scenario, you may know it as WTI from, say, a trading view ticker. But if you want to execute an oil position on our platform, that is where you will find it, right? So pretty simple to use. You've got obviously two options. You can either buy or you can sell. So I'm going to show you an option how you can actually market buy, and then I'll maybe just show you an example of how you can limit sell, so you can see both sides. It's pretty easy. There's just obviously two sides to the transaction. So if you have a look here, right, I will click on the buy function. Let's say for the buy example, I would like to show you how to market execute a buy position. What do I do? If you have a look over here, we are currently trading at around $71 to the barrel, 71.95, so just under $72 per barrel. So in this example here, just make sure your symbol is correct. So in this scenario, it's going to be Brent. If you have a look at where it says order type, I'm going to be making sure I'm clicking on the market execute function. So if you click on that drop down, it'll come up with a couple of options. So you've got a market entry, limit entry, stop, and then OCO. So for today's example, I'm going to show you how to do a market entry. If you then look over here where it says amount, that's the amount of contracts you would like to purchase. So for today's example, let's say we just want to keep it at 1. And let's say, for example, I want to keep my stop loss below this low at around 68.50. How do I actually do that? Now, you've got a couple of options. So in order for you to bring up the actual take profit and stop loss tool, you need to click on where it says the little box where it says place stop loss and take profit. It will then give you some more options. Now, if I click on where it says stop loss price, I can then go and manually change this. So let's say, for example, I want my stop loss now to be at around $68. It will then say my projected loss is going to be around $4. Okay, so let's say that's a bit too little. I want to actually pump up the risk a bit. So how can I do that? Well, an easy way to kind of calculate that is by taking your balance, multiplying it by the risk that you want to obviously allocate to this position. So let's say for today's example, I would like to allocate around $60 because that's about 1% of my account. Then I need to go change this, right? So I'll change the amount. Now you can see my stop loss is going to be $40. So it's still a bit low. So I just kind of play around with it until I get the numbers right. So if you have a look now, 15 contracts going to give me a projected loss of around $60. And that is going to be perfect for my account size. That's going to be 1% of my account. So I can go ahead now and just press send order. If you want to actually manually put in the take profit level 2, you can do so by just simply modifying that. So let's just say, for example, we would like to take profit at around $90. Maybe let's just say we're going for 2 to 1. That would be around 70. So if I just change that to around, sorry, not 70, 80. So if you have a look there, that's perfect, right? So this is now basically my stop loss at around $68 and my take profit at around 80. I then go send order, I go confirm. Now you can see, so if you have a look under where it says orders, you might not be able to see it because of my face being there right now. But if you have a look there, you will see every single potential limit order or stop market order. So remember, orders aren't actual live executed positions yet. They might be live executed in the future, depending on if you cancel the order or not. And then if you have a look over here, underneath where it says positions, I've now got the type that I'm going to be obviously trading in the scenario is going to be Brent. It's going to tell me the side I've chosen. So I've obviously chosen to buy. So it'll say bought. It'll tell me the amount of contracts that I've bought, which would be 15. And it will tell me the fill price as well as the current price, as well as my floating profit and loss. Okay. Then over here, you've obviously got to take profit on your stop loss levels. If you never set that level, you can simply just go and click on it, and it gives you the option to obviously modify that as you wish. So that's quite an easy way to use it. If you have a look now, so if you have a look on this little sign over here where it says 15 at 78.2, that's actually your position. So if I click on where it says stop loss and take profit, you can actually see those levels. And let's say, for example, maybe you want to trade a little bit higher, you want to take profit now at around $88, you can then simply just drag and drop that and click modify and confirm. That will then obviously allow you to be in this position for a little bit longer. And if you want to go see if that actually changed, you can just simply go click on this button again. So it's really easy to use. That's pretty much how I like to use the platform in terms of, say, modifying my stop loss and take profit. Let's say, for example, you want to close this position, you simply click on where it says exit. Now it'll pop up a little widget like this. It'll tell you the amount to close. So remember, we entered 15 lots in this example. So let's say, for example, I don't want to be in this position for 15 lots. I just want to close, say, 7.5, or maybe I just want to close 7. I will then simply just manually type that in. Now you'll see it will say amount to close 7 out of 15, right? So that basically means if I decide to only close 7 contracts out of my 15 contract position, I'm going to have 8 contracts running. So let's say I want to just get out of this position, half of it pretty much. Now, if you have a look, it will say bought size will now have changed from 15 to 8. So that's pretty much how you can kind of modify your position. If you want to maybe get out of it completely, then you would just simply click on where it says exit over here, close the position fully, and go confirm. Now, you'll always get these notifications that look like this. And let's say, for example, you would like to actually go and see this trading history. Then you go over to where it says charts, trading history, and there you will see your log of positions that you would have taken, right? So for today's example, I'm going to go back now to the trading side of things. So that's pretty much how you can market X a buy position. The same can be for sell. So let's say, for example, I'd like to sell at market. I literally just click on the sell button, I go send order, and I can do the exact same thing I just showed you from the buy perspective. But maybe, let's say, for example, you'd like to sell at a higher price. Let's say price is at $72, which it is right now, but you only want to be a seller in the market from, say, $80. How do you do that? You simply click on where it says sell. It'll pop up this new order. You can then choose the order type again. So if you have a look at the order type in this scenario, if you've got market, limit, stop, same thing. I've mentioned this in the previous tutorials too. In this example, I would like to then sell at a limit. So I click limit. Now keep in mind, it needs to stay on the option that you choose. It won't actually change it unless you manually change it. So let's keep it on the sell side order for today. And let's say, for example, I want to now enter 20 lots and I want to enter at $80. How do I do that, right? So limit price, basically limit price is telling you the price at which you would like to potentially sell from, okay? So if you have a look now, it says entry price must be set higher or equal to the current price. So we want to sell at, say, $80. I just manually change that. And then I can go send order and confirm, okay? Now you'll see there's a red dotted line over here, and that pretty much means that this order is actually not active. So if you have a look here under my positions, it's not there. However, if you look at where it says positions, orders over here, you can now pretty much see that that position is going to sit there as an order, right? So how can I now go maybe modify that in some way? Well, it's actually really easy. You simply click on this function over here. You can then either place your stop loss and take profit level like that, or if you would like to manually do it yourself, personally, I like to just type in the numbers so that I know, for example, I've actually inputted in correctly. So for example, let's just say now I want to keep my limit price at 80 and I want my stop loss to be at, say, 90, then it would look something like that, okay? And I can go edit and take I just click the edit button, edit and modify. It will now have a stop loss in position, right? So if you have a look there now, you can see here pretty much by clicking on this, I can change my limit entry if I want. So if I want to bring this order down, or if I want to make it higher, I can do so. It will then ask you, do you want to actually do that? I'll go cancel for this example. So if you want to actually just modify it based on pretty much the drag and drop function, it's really easy to use. And then let's say, for example, I want to enter into a take profit level. Now remember, price needs to go lower than $80 in order for me to make money. So let's say I want to target the lows of say 65. Now you'll see here my projected loss would be around $200 and my projected take profit would be around 300. I then go edit and replace order. I go confirm, and that will be pretty much set. So again, click on this button over here and you will be able to see the take profit as well as your stop loss function. So it's pretty easy to do, it's pretty easy to use, and that will be as simple as it gets in terms of actually modifying. If you want to get rid of this position, you just simply click over here, you go confirm, and that order is then canceled. So that's pretty much a summary of how you can trade oil, also known as Brent crude oil, on our PrimeXBT CFDs platform. So thanks for tuning in and watching this week's tutorial, and I hope this was of value to you, and I'll see you in next week's one.